Lesson 2.4. The last 3 lessons we have been solving equations, right?
Yeah.
We started with one-step equations.
No, two-step.
Then we went two-step equations. Then it was multi-step, which pretty much just meant maybe parentheses, maybe fractions, maybe decimals. Today, it's solving equations with variables on both sides. So, what I want to encourage you to do is when you see, so like as we look at the first example, 7k plus 2 equals 4k minus 10. What do you remember? What do you think?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, don't you have to take like the graded, like the 2 variables and like subtract them?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
Add or subtract. In other words, we want to get the 2 variables together, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So right here, I have a 7k on the left, and I have a 4k on the right.
7.
So you subtract 4?
Yeah, 7 minus 4, right?
Okay. So here's the deal. Yeah. I prefer to take the 4k over. Since this is a positive 4k, what gets a positive 4k to cancel out? Right, when you minus 4k. If I minus 4k on the right side of the equal sign, we want to minus 4k on the left side of the equal sign. I write mine up above. If you write yours down below, that's fine. Now,
Yeah, I know.
you might be able to see the rest of it better, but I kind of wrote over stuff up there, didn't I?
I definitely lied.
Okay, so we have 7k. If we subtract 4k, 7 of something minus 4 of something is going to leave me with 3 of something. So we have 3k. What about the plus 2? It's still there, right?
These are on the test. That's how I remember. I just did it.
But it wasn't solving on chapter 1 test.
But I just remember the like 2 variables and you have to like.
But you were doing something different on the chapter 1 test. But yeah. I don't remember what exactly. I just remember
It's kind of the same.
Okay. What about 4k minus 4k? That's 0, yes. And then what remains once those 4k's are gone? Negative 10. Okay. Now, this looks exactly like what we would have done in lesson 2.2. This is a 2-step equation. We have the 3k. Now we want to move the number away. So if it's a plus 2, the opposite of adding 2 is to subtract 2. I'm going to put it down here. I just don't have room. If we subtract 2 on the left, subtract 2 on the right. So on the left, my 3k will just carry down. 2 minus 2? That cancels. That's 0. Equals. What about negative 10 minus 2? I didn't hear what you said, so I don't know if I was right or wrong.
Wait, negative.
Negative 12? Because if you're at negative 10 and you go 2 more left, you're at negative 12. Like if you think down the line. Or as I said, grab a calculator, okay? I'm not against you guys using the calculator. Am I done? No, because?
Can I get the 3 by, I mean the k.
Okay, something by itself.
You have to divide the 3.
Yeah. Since it's 3 times k, we're going to divide the 3. If we divide the left by 3, I divide the right by 3. $3k divided by 3. Well, the 3's cancel, and I just have k. Negative 12 divided by 3. So what's 12 divided by 3? 4. And what's a negative divided by a positive? A negative 4. So we get k equals -4. Seems like you guys remembered a little bit of what to do there. Okay. Now I'll be curious to see what you guys think on this next one. 3k plus 4. Excuse me, that's not a k at all, is it? Some letter. 3x plus 4 equals 5x minus 10. So if we have x's on both sides, we need to get them together, yes? How do you want to get the x's together? I'm debating what you guys have been taught as to which way you want to go here.
I
You subtracted 3x?
Yeah.
And so if you subtract 3x, does that mean you moved it over to this side?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys okay with that? Or would you rather just automatically be in the habit of moving those x's to the left?
Yeah, either way.
And, because there's two different ways I can teach this.
We were taught in both ways.
Okay. Because Chloe was talking, okay, I'm going to subtract the 3x. And by her subtracting the 3x, she's keeping our x's positive, which is one way to look at it. And our x's end up on the right. The other way to look at it is some people have the mindset of, I have to have my x's on the left. And if you have to have your x's on the left, you instead are going to subtract the 5x over. And you're going to have a negative to work with, but that's okay. Both ways are good. I'm gonna say you can go with that whichever you want, because if you meet me in the end, we're all going to get the same answer, right? Barring no mistakes, of course. Okay, I think I'm gonna go. I kind of want to go with let's get our x's on the left.
That's what I was gonna.
Is that what's more comfortable to some of you?
Yeah. That's just the first one I did.
Okay, so I have 3x here. I have 5x here. How do I move my 5x across the equal sign? Well, the 5x is a positive 5x. If it's a positive 5x, how do you get a positive 5x to cancel? We're going to subtract 5x. If I subtract 5x on one side, we're going to subtract 5x on the other side from your x term, right? Like terms. So what is 3x minus 5x? He's got the right idea. If you're not sure, use the calculator. Okay, 3x minus 5x is going to be negative 2x.
The 5x.
Okay, 5x's will cancel. What about the plus 4?
So you just add plus.
We're going to just carry the plus 4 down. Carry your equal sign down. 5x's cancel. Carry down the
-10.
-10. Good.
And then you subtract the 4 on both sides.
Okay. If it's negative 2x plus 4, how do we get rid of that plus 4?
You subtract.
The opposite of adding 4 is to subtract 4. Negative 2x will carry down. 4 minus 4? 0. Carry down my equals. Negative 10 minus 4.
Can we do 10 minus 4?
No, we're not dividing, we're subtracting.
Oh, so 10 minus 4.
Negative 10 minus 4, though.
What 10?
In other words, if you're at negative 10 on the number line, and you go 4 more left. Wrong way. If you're at negative 10 on the number line, and you go 4 more left.
Negative 14.
Negative 14.
How stupid can it be?
You said the wrong way. I mean,
You just weren't thinking of it the right way.
Jacob, what's my last step here? If it's negative 2x equals negative 14, how do I get x by itself here? It's negative 2 times x. What's the opposite of timesing? Dividing. Good. So we're going to divide both sides by what number?
Oh,
More specifically, negative 2. Maybe you guys said negative out there. I just heard 2. Now, again, if you can't do this without a calculator, have a calculator at your desk, right?
that's -7.
Half right.
So it's +7.
Okay. Negative 2 divided by negative 2. You worry about you. You need to get one for you. Get one for you.
Hey, I'm being nice.
Negative 2 divided by negative 2 cancels. Negative 14 divided by negative 2?
7.
7. Okay. I'm impressed. You guys seem to know what you're doing on these. They seem to sound familiar to you, which is good. Huh?
So they're not bad.
Not bad? Okay. What's different in this next set?
Parentheses.
Parentheses. What step does that mean I have to start off with that's different?
The parentheses inside.
Okay, we're going to multiply. What'd you say, Chloe? Or did you say multiply?
That's why
I said
Huh?
you had some
I said
parentheses.
Parentheses, multiply.
I said parentheses.
I just
Okay.
said multiply.
Okay, and multiply. I officially like to call it the distributive. We're going to distribute, which I agree, multiply, do the parentheses. You guys are right on there. But officially to throw out the word, I like to say distribute. In other words, I'm going to have to take this 4. We're going to multiply it to 2y and multiply it to 1. Or in other words, I'm going to distribute it to 2y and distribute it to 1.
That's 8y.
Oops. Okay, so 4 times 2y is 8y.
And then you carry down the 1.
No. I'll carry down the plus,
Oh.
but it doesn't stay 1.
Okay.
If I'm distributing this 4, 4 times 1 is
4.
4.
Your handwriting's so good.
On the right,
It'd be 2y.
2 times y
There's 2y.
is 2y. And then
2 times.
carry down the minus sign. Unless you have a reason to change it, I just carry it down. And then 2 times 13.
Gives you 26.
26.
But you're not done.
Nowhere near done. But does this look a lot like what we did in the top row now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you add the 2y.
I would not add the 2y.
You would subtract 8 and 2.
Okay. So because this is a positive 2y. If I add 2y, that's going to go to 4y. So because the sign in front of 2y is positive, I want to do the opposite and I want to
Subtract 2.
subtract 2y. And if I subtract 2y there,
You have to subtract.
you're subtracting 2y from the like term on the other side. So 8y minus 2y.
8 minus 2y is 6.
6y. I still have a
Plus.
plus 4 that's going to carry down. 2y minus 2y will
Cancel out
cancel. And what else am I carrying down?
the
Minus
minus 26.
26.
Just steal that.
Okay. Now, can I call in Lily here? If it's 6y plus 4, do you know what that next step is? You're still writing it down on the last step. Sorry.
Wait.
So if it's 6y plus 4, what's that next step? Are you looking back at previous ones? It's kind of like right here when we had 3k plus 2, what did we do? And we had negative 2x plus 4, what did we do? Yep, you got it. If it's 6y plus 4, we're going to subtract the 4. And if we subtract the 4 here on the left, subtract the 4 there on the right. Okay. Do the math for me. 6y carries down. Minus 4 plus 4 is 0. Negative 26 minus 4.
Why would this y carry down?
Huh?
Why would this y carry down?
Because we haven't done anything with it yet.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Because all we did is we subtracted the 4, so we got the 4 to cancel, but we haven't done anything with the 6y yet.
Negative, stop calling yourself stupid. You're not stupid.
What is negative 26 minus 4?
Isn't it negative 22?
No.
Wait, 20, you said what?
Negative 26 minus 4. You got it for me, Halen? Oh, you're right down to the final answer.
Oh, yeah, I'm so lost. Oh, that's
Me
fine.
too.
She's down the.
I'm done with
You got okay. You girls are down the final answer. Negative 26 minus 4 is negative 30. And then, Halen, how did you get your negative 5? Right. Yep. If it's 6 times y, we're going to divide by 6.
Me and Robin were lost there for a second.
No one would give me the stinking negative 26 minus 4.
I was already working on it.
I was
Well, I know. Some of you are ahead of me. Some of you were fumbling with the calculators. Some of you aren't with me at all. Okay, 6y divided by 6 is going to be the y. And negative 30 divided by 6 is indeed negative 5. Okay. Does this mean some of you are already started on the next one then, I'm guessing?
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Next problem right now. We are staying on task. Shame on you, Robbie. Okay. What is that first step? Distribute. We see parentheses. We need to distribute. Good use of the D word, guys. You guys remember distribute. Good. Okay. So first, 7 times 4. 7 times 4 is? I'm going to go with 28. I'm going to carry down the minus sign. 7 times A?
7A.
7A. Okay, on the right. 3 times A. 3A. Carry down my minus. 3 times 4. 12. Okay. This one looks a little different, but it's still good. Good time to wake up and follow me.
What was the noise came out of his body?
Okay,
My lord.
thoughts. Okay, guys, focus. Focus, please. Thoughts on how we want to get, what is our next step? What do we want to get together? The A's, yes? I have an A on the left, and I have an A on the right. So currently, I have negative 7A here, and I have a positive 3A.
I subtracted the 3.
Okay? So, and that's, I have mixed emotions again, right? But if this is a positive 3A, and you want to move it to the left, then we're going to, a positive 3A, we want to subtract 3A. And that means we're also subtracting 3A from the minus 7A. Now, I know it's kind of in backwards order, but that's okay. The 28 will carry down. Negative 7A minus 3A. No, I think you forgot your negative on the 7. Negative 7 minus 3.
Oops.
If it's negative 7 minus 3,
What do you? I don't know, 10?
what kind of 10?
Negative 10?
Negative 10.
Oh, I did that wrong then.
So this is what I'm going to write is minus 10A, Unfortunately, it does change the rest of the problem if you made that mistake, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember that 7 has a minus in front of it. So I treated this as negative 7 minus 3, which does work out to be negative 10. On the other side, my 3a's cancel. Carry down your negative 12. Okay. I've got the a here.
You have to divide,
Not yet.
add
What am I trying to move? Let's start with that question.
the A.
Not yet.
I
We want to get 10a by itself. How do I get this 10a by itself? I need to move the
28.
28. How do you move a positive 28? Since that is a positive 28, we're going to do the opposite and we're going to subtract.
12.
I got the right hand. I was.
The 28's cancel.
That's going to be negative 16.
Negative 10a. I disagree.
Yeah.
How do you disagree?
Negative 12 minus 28.
Oh, well, it's,
Negative 40.
I don't know.
Negative 40. Negative 12 minus 28. Negative 40.
Yeah.
Okay. Jason? If I'm up to negative 10a equals negative 40, how do I get that a by itself? Divide, yep. We want to do that negative. If it's negative 10 times a, we're going to divide. So we're going to divide both sides by, not just 10,
Why
Oh,
does,
negative.
negative 10.
okay,
It's important. I know it's annoying that I keep saying negative, right?
Yeah.
But it's important. What kind of answer do we get here?
positive. I think positive I want for sure, though.
You're afraid to say positive because
Yeah,
nothing's
right,
been
but-
positive lately?
I'm like too afraid to keep
Okay,
the shape.
But a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So it is actually positive 4.
My
That's
feet
good.
were shaking. Shiver me timbers.
Okay. I feel like we're getting the grasp of this. We do need to look at the last two examples, though. And look at what happens with them. And what that means. So get what you need from this page.
You got two.
Okay.
I got big.
Just zoomed in more. So you can see it better, Robbie.
This
That's
is
a line. I need glasses.
Okay, guys. What's the first thing you notice about this next problem?
there's a number outside of the parentheses.
The number out the parentheses. What do we do with that number outside the parentheses?
We leave it alone and just
Don't we distribute first?
well, okay, well,
I don't want to leave it alone. I'm not that nice. I gotta bug it.
Why can't you just leave it how it is?
well,
Nope.
Simpler.
3 times 4 is 12, so it should be 12b minus 3 times 2 is 6, so minus 6.
Very good. 3 times 4b. We're distributing that 3. 3 times 4b is 12b. Minus 3 times 2 is 6.
Alright, now you guys can do the rest.
The right side.
Wait a second.
The right side is negative 6 plus 12b. I just carried that down.
I'm so very confused. You wrote that fast.
Wait, is this like one of those special kids?
Wait, hang on. What?
I know.
Okay. Get this step down. Robbie, get this step down.
It is now.
Okay. Now, if you're noticing kind of what's gonna something weird's gonna happen, don't worry about that. Just what would be our next step? We want to get what together?
Yeah.
The b's. So how do you move this plus 12b to the other side?
Subtract.
Okay, since it's a plus 12b, we're gonna subtract 12b.
You gotta do it to the other side.
And we've got what we do on the right, we do on the left. Good. Now, 12b minus 12b. 0, it cancels.
Yeah.
So what is the only thing that remains here?
B.
Well,
It's nothing.
not even a b, just
Oh,
the negative 6.
Oh, okay.
Because 12b minus 12b is 0b. So my b's just canceled out. On the right, we still have the negative 6. What's 12b minus 12b?
0.
0. So my b's canceled out there. What just happened?
I don't remember what it's called, but
It's called that. It's just 0. You can do nothing to it.
Well, okay, so we are kind of done at this point. So we have two different options of what could happen when my variables canceled out. Okay, when your letters disappear, it all depends on what remains. Does -6 equal -6?
Yeah.
Is that a true statement?
Yes.
Yeah, this is equal. This is what I would call a true statement. And so because this is a true statement, this represents an identity, is what the word they use right here. It's an identity. Any number you put in this equation would make it true.
That was kind of easy.
Okay? So once your letters drop out and you're left with a true statement, it's an identity, or all real numbers will work as an answer.
Wait, so we just write down.
Yeah, and I think in Algebra 1 in this lesson they use the phrase identity. It's also the equivalent of saying all real numbers, because what happens is any number, because both sides are equal, any number you put in would make this equation work. Now, okay, we got one more to practice.
Or about time. It's making me sweat.
What is that first step?
distribute.
You don't have to distribute, so you're gonna double negatives.
Okay, on the left, 2x plus 7
Oh wait, this is negative.
stays 2x plus 7.
Heck yeah.
On the right, what happens when you multiply by -1?
It stays negative.
It stays.
Well, your signs will
Wait.
flip, right? If I take a +3 and multiply by -1, it becomes
A negative 3.
-3. If I take -2x and multiply by -1, it becomes
Negative 2.
about +2x.
Man, that's okay. I guess something's happening to your screen.
It's fine.
I was already 247.
Now, how do we get our 2x's to be on the same side?
Okay.
If it's a +2x, I'm going to subtract 2x in my effort to move it, right? And I'm sure you're not surprised to see what's happening. 2x minus 2x?
0.
0, leaving me with 7.
So this
I have -3. 2x minus 2x?
0.
0.
So it's just the same thing. It's identity.
No, not the same thing.
Man,
It's something.
Why is this different?
Your 7 doesn't not equal -3.
Does 7 equal -3?
no.
No, that is what I would call a false statement. Okay, that's not true. And all my letters dropped out, but now it's not a true statement. So this one actually is no solution.
Man,
There is no x value you could put in this to make it work. That equation has no solution. So if you get a true statement, identity, when your variables cancel out. If your variables cancel out, you get a false statement, no solution. Hey guys, you have a little bit of time? Lesson 2.4 in Math Excel should be available.
who did that?
No, I'm good.
Busy.
I'm gonna